Hi, my name is Moo. I'm a college student and an avid reader. And for 2023, I decided that I wanted to do something new. So I started this YouTube channel. I really only made it with the intention to pretend people are listening to me. So yeah, if you stumble across this and watch it, I was right. You are listening to me. And if it's only me, I can still pretend. Yay! So yeah, the purpose of this channel is because in 2022, I read 44 books. Yeah, 44 books. And I had no one to share them with. So I decided that I am going to share them here on this platform because, again, I can pretend people are listening, and I really like that. You know, it's hard to be such an avid reader and an extrovert and have nobody to talk to about these books. There are so many good books out there, and I don't know anyone who reads like I do or reads the kind of books that I do. So I decided that I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna tell you all about my books that I've read and that I've loved. So yeah, thank you for watching if you are. If you want to hear more, you could subscribe, but it's only my first video, so I don't really know anything yet. So yeah, subscribe if you want, like if you want, that'd be cool. I track down all the books I read in this journal right here. It is a reading journal that I found off of Amazon. I can definitely link that in the description if that's something that people want, but this is my reading journal right here. Bye-bye! This is my reading journal right here and I really love it, so bye-bye! So I read a lot of books over the past year, but the first book that I would love to talk about is this one right here. This is a book called Beasts of a Little Land by Joo-Hee Kim. I think that's how you say it, right? Kim Joo-Hee? I don't know. I hope that I said that right, but yes, it is a book by a Korean American author who was born in Korea and raised in America, and I couldn't put it down once I started reading it, so I thought that this was a very fitting beginning book to start talking about. So Beasts of a Little Land was a book published in 2021, and I bought it in 2022 and read it near the end of the year. The book follows quite a few characters with all of their paths intertwining in this beautiful, completely well thought out way that I just love so much. I think I'll read the summary for you. I think that's how I will start my videos. So here we go. An epic story of love, war, and redemption set against the backdrop of the Korean independence movement. In 1917, deep in the snowy mountains of occupied Korea, an impoverished local hunter on the brink of starvation saves a young Japanese officer from an attacking tiger. In an instant, their fates are connected, and from this encounter unfolds a saga that spans half a century. In the aftermath, a young girl named Jade is sold by her family to Madame Silver's courtesan school, an act of desperation that will cement her place in the lowest social status. When she befriends an orphan boy named Jung-ho, who scrapes together a living begging on the streets of Seoul, they form a deep friendship. As they come of age, Jung-ho is swept up in the revolutionary fight for independence, and Jade becomes a sought-after performer with a new romantic prospect of noble birth. Soon, Jade must decide whether she will risk everything for the one who would do the same for her. From the perfumed chambers of a courtesan school in Pyongyang to the glamorous cafes of a modernizing Seoul and the boreal forest of Manchuria where battles rage, Joo-Hee Kim's unforgettable characters forge their own destinies as they wager their nations. Immersive and elegant, Beasts of a Little Land unveils a world where friends become enemies, enemies become saviors, heroes are persecuted, and beasts take many shapes. Can I just say, the summary alone is art. That is one thing that you will notice from the moment you pick up this book to the moment you put it down. This writing is art on a page. And I'm completely serious when I say that. I am a huge advocate for writing being one of the greatest arts of all time. I am completely serious when I say that. I think visual arts are amazing, performing arts are amazing, you know, all of that. But writing, that is probably my favorite art form of all time. I love what people can do with words, and I love the beautiful scenes people can describe with words alone, words on a page. That's beautiful for me. And that is one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite books of all time now, for sure. Beasts of a Little Land is historical fiction, and I say this because when people in the West especially think of historical fiction, they think of, you know, America and Europe and all that, just, you know, all the Western English speaking countries. But I am a huge advocate for reading historical fiction from all countries. I chose Korea first because I happen to be very, very interested in South Korea. I began to develop a love for the country when I became a BTS fan. I have been a BTS fan for 5 years, but that really has nothing to do with the love that I have for learning about Korea. I am working really hard to learn Korean. I applied at a school where I can major in Korean and become a translator. I'm just very interested in this country and culture, and I say that as someone who has been learning about it for 5 years. I think South Korea is a beautiful country with beautiful culture, and that is just the country that I have focused on, though I think that every country has just beautiful history that anyone can learn. So my goal for this year is to learn a lot more about other countries and folklore and myths and history, just all of it. That's what I'm so interested in. So that is a goal for this year. Hopefully I can keep myself accountable, and hopefully I can share with you about, you know, all of that. One reason why I liked this book so much was because of the passion that so obviously went into it. Kim is just such a passionate writer, and she's done so much research, and she's done it well. I've learned so much by just reading this book. I have been inspired to do external research of my own because I had questions reading this book, and I think that's amazing. I really, really, really love when books make you want to learn more. That is one of my favorite parts of reading, is learning new things and immersing myself in this world that was created by somebody else, even if it's based on real time. It's historical fiction. A lot in here is accurate, but the characters are all parts of Ji Kim's imagination, and it's like real people. They are truly real people on a page that Joo Kim has breathed life into. I am just completely amazed. It's 399 pages of beauty. Without spoiling much, I will say that the ending gave me very complex feelings. I both loved it and hated it, and was saddened by it and was contented by it all at once. And that's another thing I love. If books can make you feel complex emotions, they're doing something right. Jong-ho is a character that I absolutely fell in love with. I think that the way he thought was complex, and I like how strong he is and dependable and strong-willed and aggressive, but it makes sense why. There's reasoning behind all these characters' actions. They're not just the way they are because they are, you know? I really like Jade. I think that she was the perfect character to have a focal point on. And while I didn't like everything she did with her life, that's kind of the point, I think. It's not your choice to what someone else does with their life, including fictional characters, you know? I like books with characters who I disagree with. I think that it helps me think about other people's points of views and reflect on my own. I still don't like everything she did, but I definitely can say that I really enjoyed watching her life from a 10-year-old girl to an older woman. As I said before, a lot of the stories were interconnected. In fact, every focal character, every character that Chu Hee Kim focused on were connected in some way, from the hunter in the prologue to Jade's stand-in mother Danny to the rickshaw driver that Jade and her friend Lotus used to take home from a show. They are all connected, and the way that their stories intertwine is... I just don't understand how you could keep track of that. How a writer could so flawlessly pull off the interconnecting of so many stories. And there are a lot of people in that story. There are so many people that this writer focuses on, and she does such a good job. I'm just amazed. I think writers are superheroes in a way, you know? They completely blow me away. It takes a lot to write an entire book, and it takes a lot more to write a good book. And this is her first novel. You don't understand how much I'm freaking out over how amazing this writer is. I just love her. My brain goes crazy as I think about all of the things that she did in this book because she pulled them all off flawlessly. I give this book 5 out of 5, hands down. Even if I didn't like everything all the characters did, even if I am confused about how I feel about the ending, I give it 5 out of 5 stars. For sure. There's no doubt about it. It was probably the best book I read in 2022. And it's one of my favorite books of all time. So I think that says a lot about, you know, how I feel. It's just that good. One thing I've decided to do in my videos is recommend books to groups of people that I think would love it. So here is that list now. I think anybody who loves historical fiction, anyone interested in South Korean culture, I think anyone who loves historical K-dramas or K-dramas at all would love it. I think anyone who loves art would love it. I just think everyone should read it because it's just that good. It's just that good. But I listed right here who I think would love it. I think everyone, honestly. And I know I keep raising my voice, but I am just so passionate about this book. I think it is beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful. Look at this cover. Look at this cover. I'm wild about this book. So, yes. I think that there are a lot of people who would love to read this book. So, if you're into historical fiction, if you're into Korean culture, and if you like historical K-dramas, I think this book is for you. But again, everyone, pick up this book. Give it a try. I love it. Well, I think that's all I have to say in this video. If you liked it, thank you, because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm going to try my best and make videos that I enjoy making, but I would love feedback if anybody has any. So thank you for watching. If you made it through this entire video, that just amazes me. If you didn't, you don't see this, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just happy either way that I get to share this on the internet and I get to pretend people are watching. So thank you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you with the next video. Bye bye!